everybody, welcome to Freehandly Made AU My Autistic Life. My name is Daisy and this is my channel. I have a finished object to share with you, and I also have friend mail. So let's get into the friend mail first. This little envelope comes from Southern Sandy Crafts, which is my sissy-in-law Gail. As you guys probably know her as Gail Southern Living. She's got a couple of channels. Her third channel is called Coupon Gail. She's got a couple of niches, and she likes to keep her niches separate. This is why she has 3 channels. But she sent me some friend mail, and my understanding is my niece helped make these. Oh, look. They wrapped them in purple tissue paper. She knows I'm obsessed with purple. To Aunt Denise from Sadie. Aww, how sweet. I love my nieces. They're so sweet. I wish I could see them more. But when you live far away from your family, you get to see them grow up on the internet and through text messages. It's just the way it is. But they're very smart, very intelligent, very beautiful nieces. And yes. So what did she send me? Oh, she made stitch markers, you guys. Look how pretty these are. Let's see, this is looks like a bee. Oh, hang on. Let's do this. Let's do this so you guys can see. Oops, wrong way. Let's do it this way. And then I'll try and let the camera focus. Can you guys see that? Now you guys can see it. It looks like a bee. And then this one. These are so cute, Sadie. This one, oh, I love sunflowers. This one's a sunflower. Why does it keep doing it? Stay still. Okay, let's try this again. Come on, production. Sunflower. Y'all, I can't see because it's all up in my face. So I hope you guys could see that well, because they really are beautiful. And I'm going to tell you right now, this video is not bringing these stitch markers any kind of justice. And a butterfly. How sweet. I love the beads. They're so flashy. You see? It's a butterfly. Why does it keep doing that? Stop. There. Butterfly. Aren't those cute, you guys? They're so cute. Thank you guys so much. I so appreciate it. And these will be used on a regular basis. Trust me. I will use these. I use all my stitch markers that I've gotten as gifts, from Tank to now Sadie, and the stitch markers that I purchased from the Paul Ply guys and Mr. Daniel to help raise money for autism over in the UK. And then I purchased some stitch markers from Melissa's Crochet, and I use them. I use all of them. So, and I'm going to keep them in this little baggie so I know that these are from you, and put them in my stitch marker stack. So sweet, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, so that's the Happy Mail. And this has been in my post office box for, good grief, I don't know how long. The first chance I got to get to the post office was yesterday. It's just been so crazy around here. And, I mean, I could have gone sooner on my way back home from, like, doctor's appointments. But, you know, they had so much going on with the doctor's appointments, and so frustrated with the way things have been going at the doctor's office for little man, that the last thing I had on my mind was to check the post office box. And actually, I got to go to the post office today because today I'm mailing off these beauties. All right, see if I can. You see this right here? This is an infinity sign, and it says hope on it. And I posted a close-up picture of this right here on my community tab. So if you guys want to get a close look at what this charm, this embellishment is, because this camera is not going to do it justice, because my production has the hardest time focusing on anything. Anyway, so I wanted to get a close-up so you guys could see this part. This is my favorite part of the stitching. All right, so Sanita Makes Crochet Items is the one that came up with this pattern from the crown all the way down to here. This part I did slightly different than she did, and I'll explain it. But the top obviously is her Burst of Kindness pattern. You see the little sunburst. I love the sun. I love this pattern, Sanita. I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. And then of course you've got the cabling, the 3 cables, and this right here between the bursts. This basically, what this is you see how it kind of looks like it was knitted? It's not knitted. What it is it's a single extended crochet, and when you go to the next round, you're actually creating another single extended crochet inside that actual previous stitch, previous row. So you're going into the previous extended crochet, not at the top of these loops, but in the middle of these loops, in the middle of the loops. And you're putting your hook through, and you're doing your stitch like that, and that's what makes this look like this. It kind of gives it a knitted look to it, even though it's not knitted. So I wanted my brim to match what's up here, to kind of just pull the hat together as a whole at the end, if that makes any sense. Now Sanita's brim is actually very pretty as well, and I've actually used her brim a couple of times, and what she did on hers was she alternated from a single crochet, extended crochet, single crochet, extended crochet, and it made a nice rib look to it. Kind of like a rib look like this, but going vertical. And so that's also another pretty stitch. But I just chose to do it this way. So let me tell you about these hats. And look how cute they are. Look, they match. Turn it around. Look how cute. They're matching hats. Aren't they cute? They're exactly the same. The Vineyard Chicks' mother has a dear friend of hers. It's like a sister to her, and she is fighting cancer. I do not have the friend's name, but I would like to have a call to action that you guys would pray over her, and not just pray over the Vineyard Chicks' mother's friend who's fighting cancer, but pray over their mom, because God has placed her in a very unique position to be there for somebody who is fighting an extraordinary battle that most of us, God willing, will never have to face. Cancer is horrible. All of us have been affected by cancer, whether we've fought cancer ourselves or we've lost a loved one to cancer. My husband has lost 2 parents to cancer. His stepfather, Noel, lived way past, way longer than he was supposed to, because he put himself on a very special diet and refused chemo treatments. But because of his diet, and because the Lord decided, it wasn't his time yet, I think his father lived like 6 to 10 years longer than he was supposed to. And I believe he had pancreatic cancer, and it spread. So he passed away in the month of July, which is coming up. So the month of July is always very difficult for my husband, and he's always very moody. So I'm so thankful that the Lord is bringing our youngest daughter home to visit. And she actually gets here on the 11th, 2 days after the anniversary date of Noel's passing. And my uncle is going to be here a couple days before, which is going to be a wonderful distraction for my husband because he'll be too busy visiting with family. And then they leave. They're not going to be here very long. They're only visiting for a couple of days. And after they leave, literally his mother, my mother-in-law Susan, arrives that Saturday after. So we're going to have back-to-back family here, and I'm very thankful for that. Now, it's still going to be a hard month for him because what's going to happen is once all the company leaves, then it's going to hit him. And so I'm going to be prepared. I'm always prepared. Every year I know what's coming, and every year I pray myself up and I get prepared because, he just has to ride that ride, that emotional ride for that month, and it is what it is. It's hard to lose a parent. And then we lost his stepmother, Dottie. We lost her in November. I want to say it was November. Sorry about that. That was my son. And every time he comes out of the bedroom, my dogs go crazy. Anyway, so we lost my husband's mother-in-law, I think back in November. I'm pretty sure it was November because I specifically remember it was before Thanksgiving. Anyway, and we lost her to cancer as well. She had lung cancer and it spread to her brain. And once it hit her brain, that was it. She went really fast. And she was an amazing woman. And so was his stepdad, Noel. They both were just amazing people. And so, there's twice a year where he goes through this emotional time, re-mourning their deaths. So it's hard. And because of that, cancer kind of, when you lose a loved one and you experience the loss of a loved one to cancer, and it's not, any loss of a loved one is hard no matter how they pass away. But it's hard when you lose a loved one to cancer. So the hope is that there's a cure, and the hope is that the person can get well and stay with us for a long time, and that we don't lose them to cancer. So we always pray for healing and restoration. With that said, let me get on to these beanies. Hang on one moment. Okay, so I wanted the beanies to look different than my other beanies, which is why I went with this stitch. This stitch is I believe Sanita said this was the head stitch. And what I like about the stitch is it's just very pretty, and it looks like little fans or little angel wings, kind of, sort of. I just loved it, and it really brings the hat a different look. And so I wanted these to stand out, these cancer hats to stand out from my autism acceptance beanies. Now she chose the color dark gray, and when I was looking for yarn, I was looking for yarn that was on sale because I wanted to keep the cost down as much as I possibly could, because I knew I had to consider shipping, and I didn't want her to have to pay a lot, on these hats. Shipping alone is ridiculous right now. So I also had to research what the best kind of yarn is, because when a person goes through cancer treatments, not only do they most people lose their hair, but my understanding from talking with people who have had cancer treatments is that it's almost like your skin is on fire, and your skin is just sensitive to everything, and you get cold a lot. And so I wanted to make sure that I chose a yarn that wasn't going to irritate the skin, and that's going to bring comfort. So I did some research, and there is an organization called Knitters for Knockers, and they specialize in knitting prosthetics for women who have lost their breasts to cancer. It's a really cool organization, you guys. Y'all need to look it up. I'm a crocheter. I'm not a knitter, unfortunately. But it's a really cool organization in what they do. Love it. Anyway, they recommend Kobo yarn. Kobo yarn is their official approved yarn that they tell their people to use because, you know, it's going up against the skin. And Kobo yarn, I believe, is a mixture of cotton and bamboo, I think, or something like that, or rayon. Anyway, and it is a very soft yarn. When I was at Joann's the other day, I was able to feel it, and it feels exactly like this, except for this yarn is thicker. Kobo yarn is a very lightweight yarn, which is what you want when you're using it for what they're using it for. But I wanted these beanies because of where they live. It gets kind of cold there like it does here, and all your heat, you lose a lot of heat from your head, and they get really chilly and cold when they're going through treatment. So I wanted the beanies to be nice and warm, but not too warm and not too thick. So I did some more research, and I came across Feels Like Butter, and I went to the store to feel on it so I could really feel how soft it was. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is perfect. And just so happened when I went into Joann's to check out the Feels Like Butter yarn by Lion Brand, they happened to have it on sale. And it's funny because I had prayed specifically before I went shopping for yarn to ask the Lord, please let me find a yarn that is soft and appropriate for this task. And Lord, please, extra bonus, please let it be on sale. And it was on sale. I was stoked. So, and they had literally the last 2 skeins of this color, which is exactly what I needed to make these 2 hats. So it was total God thing. Anyway, this yarn is super soft. I cannot tell you. I wish they had this yarn in other colors, like purple, because I'd totally make myself a beanie out of this yarn. I'd make myself a scarf out of this yarn. That's how soft this yarn is. I love this yarn. And y'all know I am a sensory sensitive person. There's a lot of yarns I cannot work with because I can't stand how it feels. So my abilities to work with yarn is very limited because of that. But this yarn is heaven. It's heaven. It is heaven yarn. It's so, it's heaven. Anyway, so what I did, another thing I did while I made these beanies is, for those of you that have made prayer shawls or what they call cancer prayer blankets, which are lap gans, also for cancer patients, is you can, there's several ways you can do it. You can pray over the item after the project is done, or I know some people that pray literally with each stitch. But what I do is I pray when I'm doing a project like this. What I do is I pray by each row. So after I complete, once I start a row, I pray before I start that row. And then when that row ends and I get ready to start the next row, I pray again. And I say little prayers over each row. And then at the end of the project, I pray over the entirety of the person who's going to be receiving the project. And so I prayed over both these beanies as I made them, and then I smushed them together, and I prayed for both ladies together. And that is the story behind these beanies. I wanted to share that story with you because I think it might bring some inspiration to somebody, and to remind people that us creators who create things with their hands, it's not always just about making something and making money off it, or just making something to make it. Some of us use our craft for a purpose to serve God. Now, they did pay for these beanies, which I'm thankful because, you know, yarn isn't exactly cheap, even when it's on sale. And so that was helpful. And then, of course, they covered the shipping. But so yes, I do sell cancer beanies. Yes, I sell beanies for autism. But I do give a selective amount of beanies away as well, when I can financially afford it, and I try to budget. I've only been crocheting for 9 months, so it's all very new to me, and I talked to my husband about it after I got done making these too. I told him that there's some, you know, I would love to be able to donate a certain amount of yarn and make beanies for our cancer center here in Missoula in honor of Dottie, and call it the Dottie Project. Because Dottie was a knitter and she was a crafter. She quilted, she did woodworking, she made dollhouses, she made shadow boxes. She was amazing artist, and I really wish I had more time with her, but I didn't get to have more time with her. So I do want to start that up, and I got to figure out how I can do it legally, so that I can make it a nonprofit. It's going to take me a while to figure all that out. But until then, he did tell me that I can budget so much money a year and buy the yarn I need to make either beanies or lapgans for the cancer center here in Missoula. So that was a little announcement I didn't get to make until today. I'm very excited about it. So I will be doing that. Also, there's another channel that carried the Yarny Elephant and Froggy When a Knitting told me about. Her name is Sherry. I got hooked up to her channel 2 days ago. I've got her email, and I was able to join her group, and so a portion of my budgeted charity beanies for cancer that I'll be giving out, part of those will actually also go to her location as well. So I'm going to be splitting it up, serving my location and then helping to serve her location. So that's what I've got going on right now. And then, of course, y'all know I'm also doing Hat Not Hate. And man, I wish I could be like some people that just like are able to whip up like 50 beanies and mail them out. But I can only make as much as what I can afford to make. And so I got some more yarn that was on sale the other day. So I'm actually going to be able to make more beanies than I originally budgeted for this year, because the Lord blessed me with that skein of yarn that was on sale. So I'm excited about that, which you guys can tell because I got a big, huge smile on my face. So I'm going to be a very, very busy person, very super, extremely busy. So I'll be lurking a lot around lives and not chatting as much because between the boys and these doctor's appointments and company coming in July, I got to get these beanies like done yesterday because they have to be in by August, and it's already mid-June. Next week is the 3rd week of June. So I don't know how many more beanies I'm going to get done. I'm going to try and at least get 2 more done. And then I'm going to mail them off to the location in Montana that's listed. I wish we had a location here, but we don't. We don't have a drop-off point anywhere near me. The closest drop-off point for me for Hat Not Hate is like 6 hours away, I believe. And Sanita got me in touch with that shop, that little yarn shop that's doing it. And I've already messaged the owner, and she's like, absolutely, mail them to me, and I'll get them to where they need to go. So it's all set. That is it, you guys. This video is like 24 minutes. I am so sorry. I hate making my videos too long. Yeah, I'll make this a premiere. Why not? I'm excited about these. To the Vineyard Chicks, thank you for reaching out to me and blessing me by allowing me to make these for your mom and her best friend and being a part of their journey and a part of their story. I consider it a privilege and a blessing, and I poured all my love into these, and I wish them the best, and know that I will be praying over them throughout the entire journey. So definitely have your mom reach out to me and send me an update here and there. Let me know how her friend is doing. With that said, you guys, with that said, I love each of you, and be the best you can be. Love on somebody that you don't know or you're not close with, and always remember, dare to be you and dare to be different. Love from Montana. Bye, everybody.